That's a pretty peaceful sound, wasn't it? Those crickets and frogs. Yeah. Really peaceful to eat your breakfast and listen to that, looking off the back of the house there. So every now and then you just need to slow her down. Yeah, just sit out back and listen to the crickets and the frogs. Anyways, it is 5:35. We are headed in. We're gonna fire up that manure truck, get that aired up, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to be cleaning barn. And yeah, here at some point this morning, Chuck Haynesworth's gonna bring out a set of gauges. We're gonna hook up to that truck, just test the pressure that PTO is putting out. We're assuming that's probably the problem, but before we throw a $1,200, $1,300 pump on there, we just want to make sure. And I don't have a set of those gauges. Should probably get a set. But yeah, good. Anyways, good morning, everybody. I am Dalton. We are headed to Armson Farms. You're watching the Footlong Farmer YouTube channel. Those of you guys who are new, welcome. Those of you guys who have been here before, welcome back. Welcome back to the party. Let's get right after it, guys. Let's get after it. There's quite the lightning show ahead. Of course, I probably won't be able to get it on film here. Come on, God. You were just putting on a show, and I tried to tape it, and you shut the show off. Let's not tease the viewers here. Come on. I'll take my word for it. Looks a little western up here. My house is about 10 minutes from the farm, and you'd be amazed at the weather difference, especially in the winter time. There'll be days we don't get any snow at the house, and you get, a foot up here. There. Did you guys see that? I don't know if you guys saw that. Lots of lightning. All right. Boy, it sure looks like we're about to get a lot of rain. The weather forecast shows rain for 6 and 7 o'clock. And I certainly can believe that. But then it shows sunny and 75 the rest of the day. So boy, if this could just be a light rain, that'd be pretty cool. But it sure doesn't look very light. Not at all. Well, the rain and the thunder have arrived. That's good. Knock the dust down a little bit. We got the front alley scraped. We'll push them to the front and we'll scrape the back alley now. What do you think, ladies? Huh? What do you think, Big Mama? Right there is a whale of a cow. You got a baby in there, do you? Holy moly. Alright, well, I just brought this manure truck down. I had it up by the barn up there, but obviously if it's still raining, I'd rather have it inside while he checks the pressures. So I believe what he has is 2 hoses that hook up to my PTO hoses with a pressure gauge and a shutoff valve to let it build pressure and see how much pressure it builds. If it doesn't build enough PSI, that means the PTO is bad. I believe. We're going to learn. But either way, we got it in out of the rain. And on the bright side, rain sucks, but at least I don't feel as guilty about not moving manure. Ready to take the fresh group down to the parlor, and this is one cow I wanted to see. Make sure she was doing okay. This is my wife's Helix cow. She calved the other day, and I haven't really got to spend a lot of time with these fresh cows since she calved, so I was a little worried about you, but I'm glad to see that you are the first one ready to go to the parlor. That makes me happy. I've said it in my past videos, but the cows who like to be first to the parlor so they can be first back to the feed, those are good cows. That's always a sign in my mind that a cow wants to get there. She wants to get milk. She wants to get back. She wants to be the first one at the feed bunk. She wants to be the first one laying back down to make milk. In my opinion, our best cows are always the ones that do that. So that, what we just saw, that makes me happy. That makes me really happy. Whew. At least it's green, right? In the wintertime, the dark, brown, dead, everything dead, it's depressing. At least now, it's warm out. It's green. And by golly, stuff's growing. I mean, corn's not because it's not planted yet, but my lawn's growing. Alfalfa's growing. Wheat's growing. Triticale's growing. The stuff that we haven't cut yet, so it's all good. It's all good. Open the gate and let them out. And they're off. Morning, girlies. Here's a Captain, one of our highest numbered cows. She's a second lactation cow. Got a lot of daughters out of her. What are you doing, huh? That was a nice uddered heifer there. What is that heifer? Look at that. Shoo-wee. What are you, sweetheart? Hey, hey. A Charles. Shocker. That's a real nice heifer. You go that way. A fresh heifer doesn't quite know the routine. That old girl. Take a barn full of those, huh? Another beautiful uddered heifer up there. I just can't catch her. Right there, that white one. Alright, well, Chuck was able to come right out and he put his gauges on. We're making like 1,800 to 2,000 PSI, which he said is weak. He said in sand manure you should be pushing 2,700 PSI. If it was really watery manure, 2,000 to 2,200. But he said that's also, you know, first thing in the morning with the oil cold, chances are when it gets hot, it's gonna make less. So he recommended we swap the pump. So I am running it over to his shop. He said he'd be able to get it in after lunch, which is excellent. And he's gonna throw a Gemini pump on here for me. Right now, it's not a Gemini pump. It's just one of the, I don't know, I think his words were Japanese piece of crap, something like that. So, bobtailing on over to Geneseo. Sun's out. Sun's out, guns out. All right, guys, well, it's the afternoon now. So to drop that truck off this morning, Caleb and I are gonna head up to our heifer barn up at our bin site, get that cleaned out. Grandpa is out mowing some triticale, so that's exciting. He says the field's okay, there's wet spots, but you know, at this point you gotta go when you gotta go. So we got the skid steer loaded down, we're gonna truck it up there and I'll start scraping. Caleb's helping Uncle Todd breed, and once he's done there, he's gonna bring the tractor and spreader up the slinger so we can get that loaded and get that cleaned out. There he is. Out there giving her. It's like pretty decent stuff. end of it might be a little worse. It's a wetter end, but this alfalfa season is not looking that great though. That's a third year. Looking pretty weak. It'd be nice to be able to put manure on that and that rye field at the same time. Get some trucks in here and rip them both off. I wish I could field spread. If I could field spread with trucks, we'd really be able to just pretty much do what we wanted as far as getting stuff emptied out, but I don't know. I guess we'll see what the fields feel like, but I have a hard time believing semis would be able to roll through there with manure with as wet as it is. It's a sharp looking Jersey. Hi Elsa. That's my daughter's show calf this past year. She will be for sale. She's due December 5th. She's a chief. I think she's due to a bull called Closer. I don't think he was sexed. I also have another Jersey due October 5th or 6th. She's bred to sexed Billy Joel. She will also be for sale. Those are my last two purebred registered Jerseys, and gonna be finding homes for them here this fall. That barn all clean. Ended up being 2 full slinger loads. We've got like 110, big pregnant heifers up here, so it's quite a few animals. Caleb said the field was actually surprisingly drier than he thought. Down there in the dark spots you'll sink. He said there were spots where you really would get wet way in the back, but it's actually drier than I expected it to be up here in the front. So granted, we got more rain coming tomorrow, more rain coming Sunday. But Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday currently look good. That's why we're cutting now. A little bit of rain shouldn't hurt it. The triticale, that is. Kind of one of those deals where when you only have a 3-day window, it's kind of hard to get it cut, dried, chopped. Where if you can have it already cut, it'll dry out the first day, chop it the second day, third day. Pretty sure they got both mowers up here running now. So that's the R450 on the upper side. Yeah, good deal. Good deal. Now I got a haul tail back to the farm. The fresh group should have been headed to the parlor like right now. So I got to clean that so those girls can get back into their pen. Just came over here to the shop to get a bottle of water. I got that barn all cleaned, and I see Napa dropped off my Milwaukee. Those of you guys who've been watching, that Milwaukee was making the worst sound you've ever heard in the entire world. But then I remembered that there's a 5-year warranty on those things, and I took it over to Napa. They sent it in for me, and they brought it back. It actually works. I never have good luck with warranty stuff, so that was exciting for me. And now we'll have 2 Milwaukees, because we actually bought one the other day because we had a Milwaukee and an Ingersoll. The Ingersoll we had for 5-6 years. Like, that was a really long-lasting impact. Just didn't have the torque of the Milwaukee, but there was no warranty on that. Well, that finally crapped the bed after I had already sent this Milwaukee in. So then we had no impacts. So I said, well, buy another Milwaukee, then we'll have 2 Milwaukees. And now we have 2 Milwaukees, so that's kind of exciting. Yeah. We're just going to go wrap stuff up around the farm. Uncle Todd and Grandpa are both up mowing. Caleb's loading the feed truck. Things are pretty well wrapping up. It is 83 degrees outside, guys. Big hell yeah. Big hell yeah. All right, guys. Well, I guess that's going to go ahead and do it for today's video. It was a pretty slow afternoon. Like I said, they're out mowing. They're still mowing. They went on to another field. So that's good. I'm getting something knocked down, getting that done. Gonna have a little bit of fun tomorrow, potentially. We'll see how the day goes. I haven't gotten a call from about my manure truck, but that should be done tonight, he said. So I'll either go get it tonight after supper or first thing in the morning, and maybe tomorrow we'll get back to moving manure. I'm not sure. But either way, thank you guys very much for watching. Views are always appreciated. Hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Rock on.